Recently, I did a video where I stumbled across something called hungry gut. And honestly, the more I learn about this, the more I think this might explain almost my entire adult life. You know that feeling when you eat a full meal, you're feeling totally satisfied, completely full, and then an hour later, you're poking around the refrigerator like you haven't eaten all day. That's me. Well, it was me before Zepbound. Well, it turns out that might actually be a real, measurable, biological phenotype, not a lack of willpower, not poor discipline, not being bad at dieting. So, today we're diving into what hungry gut really is, the science behind it, and why it might change the way some people approach weight loss forever. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, hungry gut is the term researchers use for a phenotype, basically a biological pattern where your stomach empties food faster than normal. So, you feel full during a meal, but then your stomach sends a we're empty signal again much sooner than it should. That mismatch between feeling full and then suddenly feeling hungry again isn't psychological. It is not emotional eating. It is literally how your gut and brain talk to each other. And for many people, this seems to be driven by genetics. The data shows that certain gene variations speed up gastric emptying and disrupt the gut brain fullness signaling system. I haven't been genetically tested yet, but reading this, it does describe me to an absolute T. Let's have a look at the characteristics of the hungry gut phenotype. The key signs that researchers look for are that you feel full during the meal, but you're hungry again within 1 to 2 hours after. Your stomach empties quickly, and this is the main biological difference. Food moves through your stomach faster, so hunger signals kick back on. And guys, when I would eat a meal, like an hour, 2 hours later, my stomach was actually growling again. So it was empty. I was hungry. There is likely a genetic component. Studies from the Mayo Clinic have found a gene pattern strongly linked to this phenotype, and it may also predict how well someone responds to certain weight loss medications, especially GLP-1 agonists like semaglutide, such as Wegovy or Ozempic. And then finally, dieting is harder. Counting calories doesn't fix a stomach that empties too fast. For many people with hungry gut, traditional diets feel impossible because the biological driver isn't addressed. If you're hearing this and thinking, wait, that is literally me, trust me, I was right there with you. It is literally me. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic created something called the MyPhenome test, which sorts people into one of four obesity phenotypes. First, hungry brain. You don't feel full easily. Second, hungry gut. You feel full but get hungry fast. Third is emotional hunger. Eating is triggered by your emotions. And finally, slow burn, which is slow metabolism, low energy expenditure. The goal isn't to label people, it's to figure out which biological pathway is actually getting in the way so that treatment can be personalized. And this leads us to the new research that's making news everywhere. A series of studies presented at the 2024 Digestive Disease Week conference looked at 84 people taking semaglutide for 1 year. Researchers created a machine learning genetic risk score that predicts whether someone is hungry gut positive. And here is what they found. People with the hungry gut genes lost twice as much weight at 9 months. Those that were hungry gut positive lost 14% of their body weight. Those that were hungry gut negative lost 10%. And then at 12 months, hungry gut positive lost 19%, and hungry gut negative basically stayed at that 10%. That is a massive difference, especially when medications cost $1,000 per month out of pocket. Some reports quoted the predictive accuracy at around 75%, and another study suggested a 95% likelihood of strong response for people with the right genetic variants. In other words, your genes may explain why semaglutide works amazingly for some people and not for others. So, why does semaglutide work so well for hungry gut? Semaglutide slows gastric emptying. If your main issue is fast gastric emptying, this medication directly targets the root problem. Your stomach stays full longer, your hunger signals calm down, and you're not fighting biology all day long. This explains why hungry gut individuals respond so strongly to GLP-1 medications. They're finally treating the right mechanism. Not every doctor is on board yet. Some physicians say genetic testing adds cost and isn't necessary for deciding on semaglutide. Others point out that the studies are small, they are mostly female and mostly white. More diverse research is needed, and lifestyle still matters. Weight loss medications can be life changing, but they are not magic. Even the researchers emphasize that habits, nutrition, and long term patterns still matter. Still, the idea that we can stop guessing and actually match people to the right treatment is a huge step forward. For decades, people with obesity were told just eat less, have more willpower, and try harder. But if you have hungry gut, you've been fighting against your own biology this whole time. This research is validating. It helps remove shame and feelings of failure, and it opens the door to more personalized, effective care. If this phenotype describes you or someone you know, this could be a complete game changer. So, yeah, after reading all this, something really clicked for me. Because if I've been battling a hungry gut my whole life, I finally feel like I understand why. I don't know if I'll ever bother with genetic testing. I'm not sure there's a point, but it's definitely something I'm planning to bring up with my doctor when I go in for my appointment in February. And while I've been talking mostly about semaglutide in this video, I am actually on Tirzepatide, which also slows gastric emptying and keeps you fuller longer. And honestly, it has been a complete game changer for me. I feel like on day one, after that first shot, probably within about an hour or two, I noticed a difference in how hungry I was, or rather, was not. Now, on to my month 9 update. Despite Halloween candy, Thanksgiving feast, and basically every seasonal temptation, think pumpkin spice lattes, I still managed to lose a little more weight, a very little more weight. I am officially at 24 pounds lost now, and I'm very happy with that. My weight loss has definitely slowed down at this stage, which I expected would happen. And realistically, I don't think I'll see much dramatic progress until after the holidays. I am not about to sit here and pretend like I am skipping Christmas cookies. I am absolutely not skipping Christmas cookies. Now, there is one thing that has me a little bit concerned, and that is that my blood pressure has been creeping back up. I honestly have no idea what's going on there, so I will be keeping an eye on it, and I will definitely talk to my doctor about it in February. I just wanted to mention it because I like to be transparent about my whole entire journey, and that includes both the wins and the weird things that happen. And lastly, the CVS Caremark situation. I'm going to tell you what's happening there. Nothing, at least not yet. So, for those of you that may not have heard, my employer is switching to them as our new PBM, and we are all supposed to get letters by mid November explaining if and how our prescriptions would be affected by this transition. Well, we are in December, and I have heard nothing, not a peep. I don't know if they've delayed sending out those letters or if my prior authorization for Zepbound is silently transferring over without any issues. According to others that have already been through this process, typically what happens is the PA transfers over, but the medication defaults to Wegovy. And then your doctor has to write a brand new prescription for Wegovy. So right now, it's just a giant question mark. I have no idea what's going on, but I will update you the minute I know what's happening. If this video helped you, hit like, subscribe, share it with a friend, and tap the notification bell so you can continue following me in my GLP-1 journey. And as always, thanks so much for being here.